What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Humbleway checking in. Give you a recap of today's game. Trying to do a video, bro. Do you mind? Anyway, Tua was 27 to 37, 296 yards and a touchdown. Recap his first half. He was what he was maybe 7 of 11, 111 yards and no touchdowns or no interceptions. Once the first drive of the third quarter, he completed 5 or 6 passes for 76 yards and a touchdown. The biggest play of that drive was the 37-yard completion of Myles Gaskin. After that, he took control of the offense the entire second half and never looked back. They actually scored 3 out of the next 4 drives that they actually had the ball, which resulted in field goals. Wanted touchdowns, but they got field goals, so they have to work on their red zone scoring because down the red zone, two lob passes he threw to Gronkowski and Parker were a little bit overshadowed by him trying to lead him to the back of the zone versus just lobbing it to him and giving him a chance to get the ball. To me, he showed poise. He showed that he can actually lead the offense. He actually took control of the rhythm of the game and never looked back. I could tell that Coach Flores is now, giving the reins of the offense over to him, and it's actually a nice thing to see, especially given his first half struggles versus the second half where he just exploded on the Cincinnati defense. They actually outgained them 295 yards to like maybe 50 yards. Through the third quarter alone, they outgained them 248 yards to -5, and most of all those yards was accounted to Tua. So outside of the red zone issues, the deficiencies that they have, they can actually move the ball now, and he actually shows that he can provide the spark they need to keep them in games or to pull away from teams, which is a great thing to see. It's the same thing I had said weeks ago when I was telling people, just give him a chance to show you what he can do, and he'll do it. But once you ask him to do more, he's going to do more. If you just make him be conservative, he's going to do exactly that. He's not going to overstep the boundaries of the coach or the offensive coordinator, and nor he should because he's a rookie. But even as he grows into the league, I think he's going to become a potent superstar, one of the focal points of the Miami offense. And as you saw today, players actually rallied around him. The way he performed, the way he handled adversity was top tier. Outside of the stupidity of the brawl that happened, his play on the field is without question one of the best he's had outside of the Arizona game. He looked good. He looked like the Tua of old, especially in the second half. The first half, I think he was kind of like trying to force some things. But the second half, he slowed down. He went to his progressions, threw into open windows, hit players on the money. He looked really, really solid. And so next week up is Kansas City. Way more potent offense than Miami, but I want to see how he does the second half or the first half, the first and second quarter versus Patrick Mahomes, because with him you have to score touchdowns. There's no such thing as a field goal, and it keeps you in the game now. I just want to know how how Kansas City responds to the cover zero they have. But if you know anything about Brian Flores, you know that he's going to try to keep the game as close as possible to give Tua a chance to close it out in the final minutes. Now, if that does happen, I wish he would actually let Tua throw the ball versus running the ball like they did today. It's not about padding Tua's stats, but it is about showing that he can consistently get you down the field. And that's what I wanted to see. Like I said, the second half, they opened it up to him. They gave him a couple of script plays that made him comfortable. He got more and more comfortable with the offense, and you saw the production that happened the entire second half. He was a whole different player the entire second half. Shout out to his offensive line, to his receiving core, to his tight end, who's one of the best in the league, to Myles Gaskin, to Jakeem Grant and all those boys, and to the defense. The way the pitcher shut out the second half after giving up basically a BS touchdown. But outside of that, kudos to the Dolphins. Great win. A statement move for Tua, as they said. I just read a column that basically stated he proved he can overcome adversity as a starter, which is what you wanted to see, because the Denver game, they didn't give him a chance. They just snatched him out the game. When the game got close or when they fell behind, they snatched him out instead of giving him a chance to prove himself. They didn't fall behind this game, but Cincinnati did threaten to score until they picked the ball off, which is a credit to his defense. Outside of that, he was asked to just hand the ball off like the last few minutes of the game just to milk the clock, and that's exactly what he did. I think if they asked him to throw it, he would have got first downs, but they wanted to put the ball in Myles Gaskin's hands. Fine by me. He got a stupid ass fumble. I didn't like that, but outside of that, he looked solid today. So again, kudos to him. Kudos to Tua, offensive line. The offensive coordinator did a much better job of calling the game in the second half than the first half. So those in-game adjustments are gonna be crucial for practice and the walkthroughs and stuff like that. So hopefully he comes into the game next week 100% ready to go. No nagging thumb injury, nothing like that. He's proven that he actually can play even when he got mollywopped by that corner. He took a massive hit, but he got up like it was nothing. So, I mean, his next step is to cross over to that 300-yard plateau, give up, maybe throw 2-3 more touchdowns, assuming that they are able to show up that red zone scoring offense, because, I mean, that's going to be critical as they get into the postseason or prepare for the postseason at 8-4. And the Dolphins are looking really good. They got 4 of the next 5 games will be real, real difficult. So if they can just win 2 of those games, they're in a real good spot. They'll be 10-6 to finish the season and a wild card. If they actually win a wild card game with Tua as a starter, look out. That's going to breed a lot of confidence to that team, especially rolling into next season. So again, the second half was awesome. The game itself was a testament to what he has been through and what he's going to become as a leader, as a team member, and as a possible captain of the squad down the road. He did show today that he has superstar caliber talent, and there's no denying that. So we'll see what happens next week. Prep for the Chiefs, and we'll go from there. Be blessed, guys. Peace.